Last time on Tim Plays a Game.
Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room.
Right, because Byakuya had her key.
Why not?
Because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself.
No, that's not actually true, right? There was a clear contradiction in what Kyoko just said, told us an obvious lie. I have to decide right here and now whether or not to expose Kyoko to the lie. I'll let this one go, hope for the best. Oh god, it's me. Well, screw all y'all. Oh god. Oh god. No. Oh my god, she stopped. It stopped. This is good news. We actually got out of the punish. Oh well, the fall will probably kill us. And we're back, guys. Huh? What's this? What's going on? What's going on is I lived, I guess. I don't know. I mean, they didn't see me die, so. Hey, was that? Yeah, it had to be.
This
Alter Ego. Alter Ego? Is this some stupid virus from that stupid guy? Girl? Thing? He must have planted it when he invaded my network. Damn it all to hell! I don't believe this.
It would seem...
Seems you finally made a miscalculation. No, you miscalculated from the very beginning.
What the heck?
What was that?
In other words,
What I'm saying is you shouldn't have underestimated us. So am I playing as Kyoko now? Maybe Makoto will show up near the end, I don't know. Huh, what are you talking like you've already won? I barely felt a thing. It was a pinch, an itch. The stupid virus is gone now, got it? And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash him flat, but you're never gonna see him again. Yeah! Waste away in a garbage-strewn pit. In a way, that's an even better special punishment. Yeah, that's a slow death. God. But it's still not enough. I'm still not satisfied. I'm still gonna bring despair to the rest of you. Bring despair to the entire world. Is that really how he laughs? Is he gone? He'll be back. Hey Kyoko, what is the meaning of all this? Just what the hell is going on?
calm down.
It's okay, we're not the ones being trapped this time. Yeah, Makoto is.
In other words,
Now it's the mastermind's turn that's ensnared. Oh, okay.
What did you say?
What are you talking about?
so...
You'll understand soon enough. Very soon, indeed. The massive high school towers over all the other buildings in this bustling urban area. It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. Yeah, we went over this in part 1. Hope's Peak Academy. It brings in top students from every field imaginable. A government-funded school privilege. They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. Oh, how wrong that was. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. It was built to raise hope in the nation's future, which makes Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name. There are 2 things you need to attend this school. 1, you need to be alive. 1, you have to already be attending high school. 2, you have to be the very best at what you do. No ordinary student could enroll there. Here. The only way in is if you're scouted by the school itself. And standing there at the gate of the ultimate school filled with the ultimate students was me. And now I'm in a trash pit. Someone's got this life thing figured out, and it sure isn't me. What? Where am I? I woke up with my head resting on top of a hard wooden desk. My body felt heavy. Wouldn't be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class or whatever, but what was I doing asleep here just now? Wasn't any classroom I'd ever been in before. What the heck is going on? Oh, trash bin. Okay. Time unknown. Finally. I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together again, and then I was awake. How the heck did he survive all this? Or was this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare. No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream, yeah. What an awful smell. I mean, it's all garbage. Is that the rocket from the very beginning of the game? I was in a vast, dark cavern with the barest hint of light seeping in. Trash was piled high all across the area. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. A heck of a situation to find myself in. But that was just the beginning of my problems. Was I going to be stuck in here till I wasted away and died? No, can't let that happen. Not after what my good friends went through to save me. Your good friends who voted for you to die. Yeah, those friends indeed. I remembered all too well what happened. Yeah, the only friend was a freaking computer program. And he used up the last little bit of his strength to do it. Or he could still be alive in the computer somewhere. Hard to say. So I can't give up now. For myself and for my friend. And with that, my pursuit of survival began. First up was to start looking for a way out of here. Great. Let's take a look at this rocket. Maybe I can blast my way out. That's a rocket and a tank. Better not think too much about what I'm seeing down here. No, you should think more. This is a desk. Probably the one that fell down with me. So, the desk got destroyed, but I didn't. Okay. Is that an airplane? How'd something like that wind up in the school's garbage pit? Well, obviously, they threw out their airplane because they got a new one. Rattle, rattle, it's locked. Rattle, rattle. No matter how many times I rattle, I pushed or pulled or kicked at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't going to be that easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon, you got plenty of time. I decided to look around for some food. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. But that was pointless too. I mean, eventually someone will throw down something. Search for some water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink? And which ones are an all-around bad idea? Again, pointless. I mean, maybe you'll find like a bottled water down there? Like even like a half-drank one. I feel like I'm blocked on all sides. That's still not enough reason to give up, because I'm still alive! Water. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was sleep. Go to called it. I mean, at this point, you just kind of wait it out. I mean, you know, sleep down there, wait for something to get thrown down there to help you out. I don't know, I tried, like, manufacturing something from the airplane or the tank or the rocket. You gotta find something, like, wedge in the door and break it open. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. And all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign, not exactly. Crunch. Got crunch. What the... It's like a note or something like, hey, don't give up, we're gonna get you out, or something, I don't know. Strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. As I watched, the pile of garbage bags jostled and formed an odd shape. Oh my god. Something fall down over there? Something fell from above. What could it have been? Oh, this is bad. We're gonna find a dead body in there. I don't want to find a dead body. Carefully stretch my hand out toward whatever it was that had tumbled down here with me.
Just a second.
Shiny piece of trash, how rude. Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was. She's got ramen in her head.
Awful.
This place smells awful. Yeah, thanks, I didn't... Thank you, Ultimate Detective, I had no way of figuring that out. Kyoko,
Indeed.
you look like you're doing better than I expected. You tried to kill me. The fact that I'm alive is a miracle. What are you doing here?
So...
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. Oh, you want to help me now. Didn't want to help me during the trial. Glad to hear that, Kyoko. You got a bit of garbage in your hair. Yeah. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again.
Hey.
First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. Oh, good. Food and water. It's a good thing it says H2O on the bottle, or I had no idea what it was. Thank you. Snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was my mouth and making it way towards my stomach. I really hit the spot. Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going. So, you still haven't given up then? Of course not. After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at. Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. I mean, yeah, we gotta kind of... Alright, I guess we gotta talk to her. I mean, there's nothing else we can do. I can't talk to anything else down here. But Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me?
So...
To pay a debt. Or no, to atone. Atone? Yeah, I tried to kill you. During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew that you knew that I knew that I knew you knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Don't say that. You didn't abandon me. I mean, Monokuma freaking... Yeah, just kind of abruptly ended the trial. I didn't even get to do my manga scene or anything. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but... There was a reason that I had to survive. No matter the cost, including even though that cost was me. Why did you have to survive?
It's true.
What made your life more important than mine? I'll tell you everything. The reason I have to survive. You're gonna start telling me anything?
In other words...
Yeah, at this point, I'm sorry. Kyoko has to just kind of come clean, right? I mean, if she's hiding anything else, it's gotta be, I mean... If you want to atone, I mean, at this point I'd be like, okay, you want me to accept your apology? I want 100% clarity. 100% transparency going forward. Is so that I can do what I came to this school to do. Ooh. Okay, so she had an ulterior motive. What? I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for one very important reason. What's the very important reason?
Indeed.
That's right, at least I did once. Till recently, I've forgotten what it was. You forgot, but that's... lame. I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible. Amnesia? Sure, why not? Then it really is true. You lost your memory.
Makoto.
Do you remember Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at this school? Yeah, I blacked out and woke up in the classroom. First thing. Talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted and I woke up. I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself. A disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point, my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. So that was true, okay. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine. Happened by chance. It seems too convenient. What is with my hair tonight? Sorry to interrupt. My hair's just been like all... I keep like fixing my hair. I usually have it like brushed back, but now it's like growing out. Alright, there we go. A little water in there. Looks like I'm sweating now. Are you saying that you lost your memory because... I don't think. I'm positive that it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they want to do that? Probably because she knows something. I don't know. She's like... Something about her and the headmaster of the school. It's another thing that she's been unclear about. I hope we get all the answers tonight. There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow they would interfere with the mastermind's plans. So the mastermind just stole your ultimate ability? Wow.
However...
It could also mean somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of this school and the mastermind. So basically, she got a double dose of brainwash, or not brainwash, just amnesia. And yeah, that's what. Yeah, basically, try to make it so that the killing game would run smoother. Which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But if what you say is true, why didn't you test the rest of us to help you? Probably because we wouldn't trust her.
Why is that?
If I did that and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always a chance the mastermind is actually one of us. Ooh, right.
Correct.
Well, don't make too big of a deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it. Mastermind, one of us. If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However,
that being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because you are the perfect meat shield. You are the ultimate meat shield. Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition, but... I see. You're so painfully plain, there's no way you can mastermind anything. Surprised you kind of trust... Well, I guess I'm, like... I guess I'm slightly more trustable than Hiro, who's too dumb to... Yeah. I mean, he did... Yeah, Hiro wasn't even aware that... that Kyoko was alive when she was standing right in front of him. Your intuition was right, though. There was no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind. Even then, there's still a chance that Makoto could still be the mastermind.
I understand. I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
What does that mean? It's just like the dream I had before, but... Why did that just happen?
listen.
You alright? Oh yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right? You should talk about this. Stop saying nothing is nothing. Everything is something.
Hey,
Even now, I still trust you, you know? It's just, I'm not used to relying on others.
correct.
I know I never asked you for help the right way. Or any way. So I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. Let's keep talking. You said you had a reason for doing all the investigating on your own. So how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So,
I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. Your purpose and your ability? My ability. What everyone should have known me for. Ultimate Detective, yeah. That makes sense now. Ultimate Detective. Stop! Again with that echo. And the reason I came to Hopespeak Academy. The reason you came to Hopespeak Academy? There was someone I had to find here in the school. Someone you had to find in the school? Who?
So...
Well, it was the headmaster of Hopespeak Academy. Headmaster! You want to find the headmaster of Hopespeak Academy? Again, echo. Echo, echo, echo. Because he's my... Oh, wow. I swear to God, if the next two words are my father in question mark, exclamation mark, I'll just end the video right now. Okay, good. I got the question mark, exclamation mark right, but...
in other words...
I was separated from him as a child, and it turns out he became the headmaster of Hopespeak Academy. The headmaster of Hopespeak Academy! Kyoko's dad is Hopespeak headmaster. Then that explains... When Alter Ego told us he thought the headmaster was involved. I'll find a way.
Huh?
Got it, she was trying to clear her dad's memory. Or clear her dad's... what's the word? Dang it. Right, trying to clear her dad's name, that's it. No matter what it takes, I'll find the headmaster.
No matter what?
No matter the cost.
So,
Kyoko, what's going on? My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. Makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
However,
But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear so that there's no misunderstanding. I'm sure you'll repeat what I just said so that there's no misunderstanding. I said that the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. Didn't say that to protect him? I only said that when I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. You snuck into the headmaster's room? What'd you see in there?
so...
The room had been ransacked. Ooh. Shelves were a mess. The desk drawers were dumped on the floor. The desk drawer... Shut up. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
It's true.
That was my assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I found. So what'd you find? But why there? All because I also found this in the headmaster's room. This is some kind of map.
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room along with Mukuro's profile and that key. That map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time. And I figured that the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, that room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there.
However,
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. Second floor of the dorms? So what was it like? That part of the school, I mean. It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in this school is more horrific than we had ever imagined to create. More horrific? We've watched like 12 people, 10 people, I don't know, a lot of people die. But it's worse than that, apparently. What do you mean?
so...
Can't explain it. You should need to see it. I really don't. I don't need to see it for myself. You can just tell me horrible and I'll be good. I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. Why? Why are you sure of that? It sounds like it must be important and really ominous. Well, this conversation's going so well. Let's keep talking.
However,
Of course, once I got to the second floor of the dorms, there were no cameras or monitors. Which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. What was going on? Has to do with Mukuro Ikasaba, doesn't it?
however,
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. So I guess either she killed herself or there's another person that isn't Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, Hina, Kyoko, or Makoto. That, I guess, hasn't been involved in... I don't know. It's just... It feels kind of weird to bring up bring in a new character. I mean, maybe Monokuma is just like this autonomous being. Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi, so then who did kill her?
anyway,
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuro Ikasaba was to get me killed. Get you killed?
indeed.
I stole the key and disappeared, and in retaliation they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. That makes sense. It was? Can you just let me talk? Instead of asking redundant questions? The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Precisely. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope's Peak Academy at your discretion. Except
In
we
other
couldn't explore
words-
the entirety of Hope's Peak. Mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. Mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules. It's a good thing he's thinking this to himself, or else he just sound like an idiot repeating all this crap over and over again. Mastermind themselves is somehow bound to the school regulations. Bound by the school regulations. That kind of leads me to believe they're definitely a student. There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikasaba. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may not have become the victim. Wait, what? There was a point where Mukuro may not have become the victim. It could have been you. Oh. Me?
Indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, okay, so... Yeah, when they got into my room. Yeah. Yeah, if Kyoko hadn't been there to fend him off, or her, or it off, they, them, it... I can hear them now, you know? Footsteps of the god of death. Okay, quit being artsy with your words and just be plain. I fell down a trash chute yesterday. Just be on it, just be direct with me. I can hear the god of death as he moves. The ability naturally draws me into cases just like this.
Anyway.
Which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell, and I saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave chase right away, and as I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room. How do you get in my room? Oh, that's right, the door was unlocked. I really need to start locking my doors. I ran into your room, and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However...
That was the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to... Yeah, whoever the master salient was, they ended up dead. Or
Correct.
did they? And their murder was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room. It all has to be the work of the mastermind, an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate you. The work of the mastermind? So all this would mean that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind, right?
Indeed.
I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's, I mean, there's not much else we can think other than Mukuro killed herself. Maybe she faked her death, and yeah, I don't know. That's like my two theories. Either someone who was a student at Hope's Peak is the one masterminding this, or Mukuro killed herself, faked her own death, and then used that trial. Yeah, this way that would eliminate her as any suspicion and take out Kyoko. That's really bad if true. It means that mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial Mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
That's right. This is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They need the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So what does it all mean?
In other words...
It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. I guess? I don't know, it just feels like they can change the rules if they need to. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. Stop throwing that phrase around, ultimate despair. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Mukuro was the ultimate despair, and that she's dead. 30 minutes of exposition, but I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not.
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about the tragedy. What happened a year ago, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event. I'm just gonna call it the tragedy. The tragedy. Whoever was responsible for that, they're the ultimate despair. A despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. And make no mistake, they're the root of all the evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair. And that is our real enemy. Okay, so that's chapter 5 in the books. And, yeah, still the same. To be continued. Right now. The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the mastermind's true identity. Yeah, see, here's the thing. I'm not really big on the whole good versus evil thing. I feel like they're kind of social constructs used to tell a story. But when something like this happens, it's kind of hard to argue that point. So I'm not big on it. I mean, I'm not saying like all bad, like there aren't bad people in this world. I'm not saying that they're misunderstood. I'm saying that's a part of it, but also that they're not good. I know I'm using the social constructs again, but still, I'm just saying you should really try to understand people. And you'll see there really is no good or evil. There's just people you agree with and people you don't agree with. Our enemy has finally been revealed. Have they? But right now...
Anyway...
Right now we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Right. Yeah, we should have been doing that the whole time. Alright, let's try the door again. It's locked, but we have a way to open the door. Do we have a way to open the door? Kyoko, you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you... Oh, right, the key.
Indeed.
Yeah. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And it can open any door to the school, right?
That's right.
Then step right up. Hey, Kyoko, we can use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. I mean, it's got a keyhole, so needs some kind of key. Kyoko took out the key with Monokuma design on it, slid the keyhole, and then click. Yes, it opened.
Indeed.
Finally, I can get out of this garbage hellhole. And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. Best news I've heard all day. Quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Finally. Finally, finally air that doesn't smell like garbage and garbage-related stuff. But there wasn't even time to take a breath or of relief, because the real fight had just begun. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death? So what happens now? Is there going to be another murder? Or... I mean, did we even finish the last trial? We didn't. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up, like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up to the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. Wow, they picked a really weird camera angle there. Poor Kyoko. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. Seriously, a different camera angle. The passage was so dark and cramped I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. Or I couldn't even see up Kyoko's skirt. I had no idea where we were so far down. Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. Yeah, if you slip, I won't be able to catch you either. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. So, Kyoko, you come here often? No. There's something I wanted to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So, how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
So...
Ever since I can remember. But I have amnesia, so... Yeah, not long. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family always seen it that way. Then, is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. I guess that would be a thing. But how come? It's like if it's like your family tradition, right?
Right.
So, because we take pride in it. Pride.
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent either justice. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. Good point. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. That's a decent point. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think you can take a stance wherever you want, but when investigating, you kind of have to be neutral. But I guess like being completely neutral would help with that. which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort, again with the echo.
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational, but it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. You're proud of being neutral. You're silently proud. Okay, that makes some sense. So that explains. Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However...
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you did sacrifice your family pride, but at the same time, if you want to be a detective, you're gonna kind of have to tell people that you're a detective. I mean, you can be secret. I mean, I guess that makes her the ultimate detective. The fact that she's quiet about it, but I don't know. The reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Oh, stop. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk about talk to my father about. Okay, so why did you come here?
However...
There's something I wanted to say to him, though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it, that you hate him? Oh, you want to sever all ties with him. Well, I mean, that's... Yeah, okay. Kind of taking the I hate you, mom and dad argument that most teenagers have to a whole new extreme, but I'm sure he did something to deserve it. Last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself. But apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, but he had a promising future. But he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. Oh. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument. And young as I was, he left me behind. Sure, there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. I hate him, and I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. God, so many contradictions in what she's saying, but it kind of makes sense. I take pride in my family name, so every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I had gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression, so I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that, compared to her as her usual self, she was more talkative. Yeah, she's been really chatty today. And more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However...
But there's one thing. The one thing that I can never forgive is how long this freaking ladder is. Seriously, are we near the top yet?
So...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However...
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. Okay, so... I need him out of my life. I mean, he doesn't get more out of your life than running away from you. I need to step out of his shadow.
Correct.
I think that's more of a personal thing at this point. I think it's more of a personal problem. I mean, if you want to... Came all this way to tell him to leave you alone. I mean, he's kind of severed all ties by not talking to you, by being gone. I don't know. It's like you came a long way just to turn around. That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family, in order to settle the past, in order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, to just cut him out like that...
Wrong.
No, shut up, you're wrong. Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. And are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey.
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Nope. Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that, I almost fell off the freaking ladder. I didn't know how to respond. So instead, said nothing. Just keep climbing. How do you respond to that? Jeez. Just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. After I don't know how long, finally reached the top. Yeah, the freaking ladder's gotta lead somewhere. Okay, I've been staring at Makoto's butt for the last 10 minutes. Can we see something else, please? Looks like this is it. On the other side of this door, Hospika is waiting for us. We're back.
That's right.
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should... Oh, thank God. So it should open up without much trouble. Oh, here is nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. Hatch opened with ease, thank God. I'm not going down that ladder again. And so... Looks like... Oh yeah, I remember like way back when Monokuma was like, don't touch that hatch. Stay away from the hatch. Looks like we're back. But I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I know, right? Jeez. I mean, it's a big school trash pit. I mean, I guess they gotta... I don't know. Get pretty deep underground. Can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy, so not much better. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. Oh, thank God, I can do something besides read text. So what now? So what do we do now? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out... And I'm worried about you, too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah? I've been nothing but worried ever since the whole killing game started.
So then...
Then let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
In other words...
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Okay. Gonna throw me right back under the bus, are we?
However...
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found out, and it's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Maybe just go talk to Monokuma. He's gonna get here eventually. We can't really run from him, so run towards it. Don't worry, what you think is going to happen isn't. Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. She keeps saying that. I mean, yeah, we do have the idea here that... I guess we can say that we can kind of rule out... If we keep talking about the Mukuro Ikasaba murder, we can kind of rule out that all 6 of the current students left could not have done it. And at that point, we can probably get like a retrial. You said something like that before. What does it mean?
So...
Mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the Mastermind let their guard down. There was.
Right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. But it'll be better for us to go if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still a little, super uneasy about this. But we don't have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
No, you don't have a choice. Get over here. Come on. Monokuma said it should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going.
Well now.
Hey! Kyoko, I don't mind so much.
I don't believe it!
But Makoto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. And are we really gonna be okay? You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do?
Shing!
If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again.
Angry!
This time I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko, help me. Do whatever you feel you have to. Damn you, woman!
However,
But before you do, let me just say one thing.
no.
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right? Yeah. I lose.
Hey!
You, explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
Because
What you talking about? Well, you set up the latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill
in
me.
other words,
I was supposed to be chosen of the blackened and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about?
however,
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't all at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
right,
And in response to that unexpected development,
indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No, more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who'd refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well. That's a yes.
However,
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you'd killed it.
am I wrong?
Now, here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro. You did. Also, that's a yes.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the blackened is me and not Makoto.
Well?
And you can prove this, right?
Well,
No, I can't. Damn you, woman! Don't just say it like that. What is this, a comedy routine? To make such bold claims without a shred of evidence.
that doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now. But with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth. What are you, Detective Conan? And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type?
Because
If Makoto really was a killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you love so to inspire.
however,
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
What the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey.
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Dang. Did not see her playing that card.
Indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope. Grr.
Hey,
Of course you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. That's also a yes. If you want to earn our despair fair and square,
that's what we have to do.
then I suggest you take my advice. Wow. Really does have him back against the wall. Okay. So, what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
Do Mukuro's trial over again. Nice. Retrial. Only this time you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown.
One final battle between hope and despair.
Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? Fair trial, one last showdown. In other words, this will be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, of the mastermind themselves. But who is it? I mean, it's not Makoto. It's not Kyoko. It's not Byakuya. It's not Toko. Not Hiro, not Hino. We got that all the way clear. And I really don't think it's Mukuro at this point, so that's 7 down. And if it is someone, a character that's already been established, then it's got to be one of the other supposedly dead students. I mean, someone's controlling Monokuma right now, so yeah, we're gonna have to see who died and who could not have lived. This would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept that challenge? The fact that he doesn't want to look like a punk right now on TV. They'll probably just execute me without another word. I think they're going to do what she says. Interesting.
Bear it!
Very interesting indeed. Bear pun. Barry.
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So, time for a bear joke. Now, what you've suggested might be possible. It would certainly make for a one honey of a climax, because bears eat honey, okay?
In other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? Right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, or despair, then I'm prepared to agree. Stop making bear puns. Will your help win out? Or will my... I just made the despair one. I beat you to it.
I can barely contain myself!
Let's have one final grisly showdown. He agreed. And we still have a shot at this.
Bear it!
But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end.
You guys!
So for this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right, every last mystery that's pawing around. Paw and bear, that's the only puns he's made. We're at the school. If you can do
I
that,
can barely contain
that'll
myself!
be enough to qualify. Oh wow, that's actually a good one. Qualify as a victory for you.
it's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well good, then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mysteries of this school,
You guys!
then you win. But if you can't do all of that... Oh... What'd you sign us up for, girl? We'll all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. Oh, just kill me now. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out.
Hey,
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held?
What's wrong?
I remember that, for sure. So what?
hey,
I want to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement. You don't have to be suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations. And having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that. Huh? Mukuro's trial is no exception, then it's part of the regulations? Which would mean that whoever killed Mukuro... It's a very polarizing approach, I know. But, okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but... This killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Host Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. What about the headmaster?
listen.
Are you telling the truth? I mean, even if whether or not he's telling the truth, he's not going to tell us. And even if he did, that could also be a lie. I mean, he can tell us whatever he wants, but that may or may not be true. We just gotta take it with a grain of salt. Or with a drop of honey. I don't know. Why did he go quiet all of a sudden?
Now I'm really angry.
I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would you? Why so mad?
Whew.
He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey!
Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. You're really gonna let me go? Do you want to die? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. Super duper extra special punishment. Overflowing with despair.
Hey,
Come on, Makoto, let's go. Please, yes. Get me away from the murder bear. Well, this has been a fun day. I'm not dead, but I might be later. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. Alright. Well, that was eventful. I could barely believe it, but okay, I gotta stop this. Somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out a way better than I expected. Well, let me know what you're thinking about. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Well, we're going to have to find out more about that next time, guys. So that is going to wrap things up for tonight's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to TimPlaysAGame. Stay tuned. We're in Chapter 6 right now. We're getting to the end. It should be coming up. I don't know how many more parts, but we're going to get there soon. Till then, this is Tim from TimPlaysAGame signing off. And have a good night, guys.